Morning.
Morning.
Grateful thoughts, grateful energy. Metaphysics 101. We all know that, don't we? We create with thought in this dimension. We hear that and we think about it, but then we get an opportunity to make choices of how we're going to use our thoughts. What are we going to create with our thoughts? We create with thought in this dimension. Grateful thoughts, grateful energy. Grateful is thankful. Grateful is thankful. So thankful thoughts, thankful energy creates. The law of attraction. Whatever thoughts and beliefs you hold, draw to you exactly the same energy. Breathe that in. Whatever thoughts and beliefs you hold, draw to you exactly the same energy. Oh, that's some food for thought, isn't it? To begin to understand, if we create with thought in this dimension, what am I thinking? Have you ever asked yourself, what was I thinking? It's usually after the fact of thinking something not positive. So we're constantly attracting to us forces and conditions, most like our own thoughts. And so when we say, did I do that? You can answer, yes. And that's where awareness comes in, to become aware and responsible. Become aware and responsible for the thoughts that we're holding, that we're entertaining, that we are creating with. And that's a degree of spiritual maturity that we're moving into. We are the children of God, and we're becoming the adult child of God. And with that responsibility, you see, to be aware, to be the gardener of our seed thoughts, to be aware of that which serve and feed us and that which choke us and limit us, just like weeds. The central fact in human life, your life and mine, is to come into a conscious, vital realization of our oneness with God. And once again, we hear those words, God and I are one. We've all used them in our meditation, in our affirmation. God and I are one. God and I are one. And it feels good to say those words, doesn't it? Because it hits that vibration that begins to resonate with the God that's in all. God and I are one. To be grateful is to have a divine perspective on events. You see? God and I are one. What's happened around me, to begin to understand what's happened around us from a divine perspective. We are the sons and daughters of God, and to be aware of that. So we breathe that in. To be grateful is to have a divine perspective on events. And we all have events in our life. Here's an event that I had last week that was such a blessing. I'm so grateful for it, and it created grateful energy. I'm so thankful for it, and it created thankful energy. Last week, during this church service, I had the honor of teaching the 8 to 12s. And so let's just all send Charmaine Scruggs a blessing of love. She is fabulous in our children's ministry and the creative energy that she's continually bringing. So she came to me maybe a month ago and says, hey Patrick, can we make a TP? Sure we can. How are you going to do that? I say, how are you going to do that? I say, oh no, I looked on the internet. It's easy, really easy and everything. So she showed me and goes, that's cool. So she buys a big old tarp, 15 by 15, and cuts it and makes a teepee. So she brought it one day and says, look at this. So we set it up just to see if it would work. And it did. And then what she had with the children's class is one day they made their hand prints like this and cut them out on paper, and then they glued them to the outside around, so there's a band around the teepee, and then they spray painted. So you see these hands. And isn't that quite a Native American symbol? It's so cool. So we got that, and then she took it home. And on the inside the teepee, a spiral going up, it's blue, with planets and stars spiraling up to the top of the teepee. It's like, wow. So I was excited, and it unfolded where with a teacher wasn't available like a month or two ago, and I said, I'll teach, not knowing what was going to happen that day. And it came to fruition, it came to pass, that the teepee was done and the work had been done, and I got to be the teacher. And I goes, oh, this is so cool. I've been Native American many times. And so I go down there and say, okay, this is going to be so cool. You know, I'm thinking about it, I'm excited, I'm grateful for the opportunity for this meditation with the kids. So we go down there, so before our class, so I take some sage down with me. And there's four children and me. And I said, hey, we're going to sage everybody. They go, cool. They all knew what sage was. My mom does it, my grandma does it to me and everything. Okay, great. So one at a time I get them to stand up like this, and I sage them. I'll go all the way around them, and then I get done with one and I say, now I want you to say, I ask that my energy field be cleared and that I'm aware of my higher self-consciousness. And they say that out loud. And then I do the next one. And the next one, they all say that. And so then we get it all cleared and we're connected with our higher self. So I said, let's go in. So we go in the teepee. I take my sage and my abalone shell, and we light some sage up, and then we create the sacred space inside of the teepee. We hold hands, we connect with our hearts and our gods, we send around. So we have created a sacred space, and the energy is powerful. And I started talking with kids about why they really came. These beautiful little peace bringers and love sharers that come to the planet now, and it was just so beautiful. And just by talking with them a little bit, it just opened up this door. This one thought, you came to experience and express brotherhood, opened this big old door to experience as they started sharing with me. And one little girl goes, so we're talking about, we're all brothers and sisters on the planet, and she says, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter what anyone looks like, their color or anything, we all got to treat everybody nice. And I'm going, yes, that's why we're here. You guys, me too, we're all here with that. But, so they're just going with it. And then another one, just so spontaneous. Yeah, you know what? My grandfather's black. No, nothing to it. No stigma or nothing. And it's like, oh, yay, God. And then one says, well, my grandfather's black and my grandmother's from Nicaragua. And it was like they were all sharing their heritage and where they came from. Oh, my grandma's from the East Indies. It's like, this is so cool. Just sharing and proud of who they were. And everyone just accepting that, so it's great. And I said, hey, I'm German and Polish. My grandparents came over on the boat through Ellis Island, gave them a little history lesson. And then and it just opened up the door. And then someone started talking about their animal totem. You know, like, oh, this wolf is mine, or I don't know what mine is, and we talked about that. They just kept opening up the doors of what the class was supposed to be. And then we talked about dreams. I had a little story about Native American, this one man who lives up in Nashville, North Carolina, had with his grandmother about dreams. So she was very prophetic in her dreams. You know? One of the children, I was reading it, and they says, well, I know what's going to happen. He did. Because they're connected. It's not rocket science down here. That's the whole thing. When we go here, we can connect and know. So I finished the story, and it was about dreams and everything. And so I says, okay, I had my flute, my Native American flute. So I goes, okay, I'm going to lead us in a little meditation, and then I'm going to play the flute, and I want you to take that music and to let it just take you to a mountaintop. And I just want you to be on that mountaintop and have the experience that you're supposed to have now. So, okay, and you can lay down or sit up because it's a huge, I want you all to go down after church and see this teepee. So there's room to lay, I said you can lay down or sit up. And so they're looking around, they start laying down, and one little girl lays down, and here's the big old black ant walking towards her. Ah! I was like, who knows what's going to happen? This other girl goes, don't kill it! It's just like, the kids are so wired now for life, for love, connection, oneness. When we wouldn't have thought twice about stamping on each other. It's like, no, don't do it. And I said, yeah, that's a carpenter ant. Wonder what God's having that ant build on planet Earth. Just see, everything is integral to our life. So anyways, we let it go. And then we did a little meditation, played the flute, and everybody had their own unique experience on a mountain. One person's mountain was so big and they were standing on top, they could see forever. This one person says, my mountain was so small, I was standing on it with 1 foot and trying to balance on my mountain. So, doesn't matter, does it? They were having their perfect experience as little children of God. So we call our teepee now the Brotherhood Initiation Teepee. And it was just a wonderful say, grateful thoughts, grateful energy, how it unfolded. I didn't know how it was going to unfold. That's kind of, I wanted to go down that path, but didn't know where I'd end up. And Spirit just allowed it to unfold, and they were all open, just being who they are. These radiant little beings of love, just sharing their true colors, not hiding anything, just being who they are. And they're such great teachers for us. And once we begin to just look around, we'll begin to understand and see how supported we are in our walk, in becoming the conscious sons and daughters of God. So, to be grateful is to have a divine perspective on events. And so we're on this soul journey, and all the experiences and all the events in our life are important to us. My experiences are important to me, Cindy's are important to her, Vince is important to him. Everyone, we're walking together on planet Earth, but we're having our unique experience. And it's like the mosaic. Each tile is important to the big picture. So you are important. Your experiences are important. So once you give yourself, or once we give ourselves permission to have our experiences, we can truly be who we came to be. So once we begin to understand that if we want to say God and I are one, God and I are one, this begins to bring our energy in alignment with that divine energy, allowing us to have those perfect experiences for our soul, our unique experiences. We are one, and God is within us all. So being grateful, being thankful, keeps us in the flow. Isn't that such a great word? Grateful, grateful, grateful. You know, if anybody wants prosperity in their life, the first thing we have to open up is our gratefulness. We have to be grateful for every aspect in our life. And then jump in. And when we jump into that river of abundance and prosperity, wherever we jump in is perfect for us. And then trust, and it's going to take you down. That river's going to take you to even greater and greater abundant experiences of love and light and life itself. Grateful thoughts are so powerful. Thought is a vital living force, the most vital, subtle, and irresistible force there is. Thoughts create. Everything this universe has experienced began as a thought. Let there be light, and there was light. The power of the spoken word brings the thought into matter to begin to mold the ethers in alignment with our vision, with our thought. Here's a good one. Thoughts are our own private property. I like that. Thoughts are our own private property. Hey, you get off my cloud. Hey, thoughts are our own private property. Okay? We can regulate them to suit our taste entirely by recognizing our ability to do so. See, it's okay for you to have your own thoughts. It's okay for you to be a free thinker. It's important for you to have your own thoughts, and it's important for you to be a free thinker. To know that they're yours, and to own them. And they will reveal to you where you're at in this time-space sequence. And then know that you can move. You can move from where you're at. It's very cool. An aspect of that, and so we've all heard that God is immanent and God is transcendent, right? So God's out there and God's in here. So the more that we start going with the God immanent, see, the God within me, the God within you, now we can begin to turn those wheels of creation. And say, hey God, I know you're out there, help me out, God, out there. When we start going within and being honest with ourselves, you see, where have my thoughts been taking me? Not where I want to be. Okay, let's change something, change our thoughts. I think it's really cool when we say change is an inside job. Change is an inside job. Changing our inner thoughts will change our outer world. And I know this is so simple for everybody, but Spirit just wanted me to be simple this morning, I guess. But it's so important. It's so important to not only hear, we create a thought in this dimension. Thoughts held in mind produce like kind. Here. As we begin to think with our heart now, allowing those divine thoughts, immanent, God immanent within, the child of God. And Jesus said it's the Father within who doeth the works. Jesus said it's the Father within who speaketh the words. And we all have a Father within. You see? We're one. So to give ourselves permission to go there. To have grateful thoughts, thankful thoughts, and then to begin to experience more gratefulness in our life, grateful experiences that we can say, thank you, God, or thank you, Vance, or Cindy, or what do we say? Thank you, thank you, thank you. This church is such an experience of gratefulness, it's awesome. Because we get so much love and support from our spiritual family to allow us to follow the guidance we get from God. And we just can't help but say thank you every morning. Say thank you. No matter where we're at, we're moving from here. We're moving on, we're growing, expanding. It's really neat. So going and trying to contact that immanent, that God within, and hear that voice, and then begin to follow that guidance. It's powerful. And that's where that divine perspective of life is. See, why are we here? Soul journey. Soul journey. Wow. We can't help but change when we look at it that way. When we wake up, we quit making the choices that limit us, that give us uncomfortable situations. Did you say? When we wake up, wait a second. That's not who I am. You see? It's not who I am. So who I am's not here. Who I am's here. So it's like, this is who I am. To follow that guidance, the immanent guidance. And then those who learn to guide their thinking, we're getting this guidance from God, and then we create a thought around that, an intention maybe, and then hold that intention. And then that begins to manifest, drawing to us exactly So it sounds pretty simple, but to hold good thoughts are going to produce what? Good experiences? Do we all know that one? To hold negative or bad thoughts, what happens? Have anybody else said this? You know, you guys are prophets. And say, I knew that was going to happen. You see, we're self-fulfilling our doom prophecies. You see, we are. God didn't give us doom or gloom. We are. We're fulfilling these prophecies that we're allowing to grow in the garden of our mind. So we want to go here. And then to look at. So those who learn to guide their thinking find that everything else starts to fall in place. And I know some of you have had that experience. We change our path, we start walking down it, following guidance, and just being consistent. Man, things just start unfolding. Things start happening. Naturally. Wouldn't it be nice when we know we can create joyfully instead of painfully? See, that's a new thought. That's where we're going. That's what we're trying to get. That's what the children are leading us to. So to be grateful is to have a divine perspective on life. So we always have to come back to there. Who am I? I'm a divine being. Remember who we are. Remember who I am. Let that be our foundation that we take each step. Every morning, I'm going to stand on this foundation. I'm spirit, I'm divine, child of God. My thoughts are my own private property. No man can tell us how to think. You see? Close the door. Close the door the worldly way. Open up spirit. And follow that inner guidance. It's like those qualities or tenets or characteristics of God. God is love, God is joy, God is peace, God is creativity. We can just keep going on for an hour. All the attributes of God. That's what we can fill our life with. You see? We can fill our life with these positive, good qualities of God. Or we could listen to man thoughts. I'm not even going to go there. God is good in many, many different manifestations and experiences and events and people and places and things. So when we're grateful for our life, thank you, God. I give thanks for this opportunity to have the perfect experiences for my soul so that I can take another step. So that I can lift, so I can be who I truly am. So I can allow my true color, my true energy, my true essence to flow in my manifestation in life. Say man, manifestation. Isn't that simple? We're manifestations. Manifestations. How's your manifestation going? See? Here's Dr. Phil. How's that working for you? Here goes. The secret to a life of blessings, to a living philosophy of life, is to express gratitude for what life brings. See? We're not always going to have the experience that we think we're supposed to have. Our ego and our personality. Or they. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that. You see? So we can be grateful for every one of our life experience, the events in our life. Say, thank you, God. Okay. So thankfulness is an attitude that can be cultivated. Wow. Got to do a little work. You see what I'm saying? So we got to pluck out some of those weed thoughts, you see? And let go of the poor me's and go to the I am blessed. You see? Say, look for the good. Look for the good in everything. There's got to be good here. But if we don't look for the good, we're not going to see it. We're going to get in that loop of the past. Our memories supposed to look like this. Sorry. not making progress. So thankfulness is an attitude that can be cultivated so that it develops into a feature of our character. We practice and discipline ourselves, and then we weave thankfulness and gratitude into the fabric of our being. And then it's take no thought. We just are grateful. We're thankful. We all know people are like that. We all know people that we're thankful for in our life because they inspire us in their own little unique way. It's not that we want to be them, but they've quickened something within us that quickens that immanent consciousness of God. So we want to be more of who we are, more of who I am. So as we begin to look for the good, what is this event showing me? Everything happens for a reason. Now I know we hate to hear that one. You see, sometimes it says somebody, hey, everything happens for a reason. No, I don't want to hear it from the mind because that goes into logic and reason and all that man stuff. We want to go in here. We go into our heart. We connect with Spirit. What do I need to see here, Father? See, what do I need to see here, Father? That's when we're going to get the truth for us. So that's how we begin to weave, see, our thoughts right off the bat, then our words, and then they manifest into our experiences. Gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Let's go within. And as you close your eyes and just breathe, once again we're going to close our eyes and we're going to close the door to the worldly way. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in that breath of God, that breath of love, that breath of life. Breathe it right into your heart. And as you breathe, just feel your heart begin to grow and expand. Just keep breathing into your heart. And just surrender to God's love filling you now. And surrender to your heart expanding. Give your heart permission to expand. And as you breathe and your heart begins to expand, it becomes easier to breathe. And as you breathe, it becomes a little freer. Because love moves through and begins to dissolve the hurts, the judgments, the critical nature of ourselves and others. So just breathe and feel your heart. Just beginning to get soft and expanded and brighter and brighter. And as you breathe in God's love and your heart begins to grow, we create a bigger place for God. We create a place for God to reside. And so just breathe and feel your heart expanded and beautiful. You might envision a garden. You might envision a mountaintop, a beautiful meadow, whatever. Just breathe and feel your expanded, unlimited potential beginning to reveal to you an event or an experience that you can learn from, that you might be questioning. And just allow the information, the energy, the picture to continue to feed you on any and all levels. I ask to understand. Ask for understanding. And know that as you ask, you will receive. And whatever you're feeling, thinking, or seeing, consciously send love. and gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing me another aspect of who I am. And as you send that gratitude, just see it disappearing. And just breathe and just feel your energy filled with greater love. God and I are one. God and I are one. God and I are one. And just breathe. Breathe and feel. Breathe and know. God and I are one. Become aware of your body, sitting in your chair. Gently wiggle your toes and fingers. Breathe and know. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. So just gently open your eyes. To be grateful, to be thankful every morning, every morning.